welcome to my channel. If you're new here, today's video is an iPad Pro review, as I bought this iPad a month ago and I did an unboxing video. If you have not seen it, please check it out, it's linked down below. So this is a review. So what am I going to be rambling about? My personal experience, pros and cons, and should you buy it, as a lot of people are wondering whether or not to buy it. Timestamps are available down below if you want to skip around. But before we start the video, please give it a thumbs up and support this channel by subscribing to it. It means so much to me to help me grow. But let's start the video. So I wanted to give a bit of background onto why I bought this iPad, but before I do, before the iPad I had the 10.5-inch iPad Pro. I had it for about 2 years, and mainly that was for like entertainment or note-taking because I was learning Korean and just watched it for YouTube. But now I bought this because I am going to university this September and I wanted something that was more like a laptop or a tablet. So that was my main reason, my main purpose of buying this. So keep that in mind. So I did ask anyone if they had any questions, and I had a couple, so I'm just going to read them out. So the first one was the iPad case that I bought. They wanted to know, is it protective enough because it is a book type cover? I actually didn't know that. And then the second question is, how is my screen protector, and has it frayed, or has it scratched up my screen protector? Oh, and also they are me, hey. To be honest, this case it's not my favorite. I really wanted to get the Spec Folio case, which is what I previously had for my 10.5-inch iPad, and I highly recommend if anyone wants an iPad case to go for their brand. It is pricey. I think it was £40 for me, but I'm waiting for it to get back in stock or to come in stock because I've been waiting for like over a month for it, and usually they're quite good with their cases, but I cannot buy this one, so I'm really sad about it. But for this case now, I don't think it's protective enough. I feel like if I dropped it, it would break, or it would like shatter, and I don't want that. And I just love it for the meantime. I can fold it so it makes it into a stand, but other than that, I really would change this case. This is just like a case for the meantime. As for the screen protector, I like it. I wouldn't say I love it. The only other problem I have is that it just gets dirty easily. Other than that, I just feel like it's pretty good. It's doing its job. It is a glass protector, so if you are wanting one of those, I will link it in the description box for you if you want that. But it's just a constant clean, that's all I can say. But it hasn't damaged my Apple Pencil. I do feel like it is scratching a bit, so I don't know whether to get the paper-like protector. I don't know. Does anyone have this? Like, what are your thoughts? Do you prefer a glass protector or a paper-like protector? I don't know. Maybe I might buy it. But as you can see from the pencil, there's no wear and tear, so I'm pretty happy about that. So the next question is, how is the size of the iPad and how do I use it every day? Now, the size of it, I love it. It is different compared to the 10.5-inch that I had, but I know I wanted a step up. I was debating whether or not to get the 11-inch, as the design is completely different. It is not got the border anymore. As you can see, they've taken up all the screen, so that was like a different change. But other than that, I do love the size. It is perfect for me. I feel like it's not too small. It's perfect for my hands because I have big hands, so I like it. But to say for how I use it every day, I use it for a lot of things. This is becoming my laptop, so I'm trying to use it for everything, like studying, just trying to do other things that I can do, emailing, everything. But at the moment, I'm not doing as much because I'm not in university, so I will probably do a video on how I use my iPad every day, so keep an eye on that. But if you have any requests, please leave it down below and I will try and do it for you. So let's get on to my personal experience now. if you have had the iPad Pro 2018 or you have got it and you're looking at this iPad Pro 2020 and you're like, well, there's not really much of a difference. But for me, coming from the 10.5 2017, there is a huge difference. I mean, the display is so beautiful and the performance, I love it. I feel like, it's more faster, I believe. For example, when I would go on Procreate, for some reason it would always like crash. I don't know why, but like I would watch a YouTube video and then try to, follow a tutorial, but then it would just like lag and then the app would just close down and crash basically. But for this, I can do that both and I have no problem so far, which is pretty darn good. I'm sad that there is no headphone jack. Like, I absolutely love just putting in my headphones in the iPad instead of, Bluetooth, but I guess that's what they're pushing out now, so that's what I miss. I'm sad that there is no home screen. At first it was like getting used to it, like moving the iPad to my face or having to lift my head up off my pillow, but it's something after you get used to, The camera on here, it is a dual camera instead of a single one, so that is really good. I have to say I have not used it yet. I've only used FaceTime, which is the front camera, and the front camera is really detailed. I do fear for this back camera though, because it is like protruding a bit, so I don't know whether to get a case for it just to cover it, even though the case, when I fold it back, it covers it, so I don't put it on a harsh surface, so I don't have any problems. But I think when I don't have it, that's when I would really worry about it. Okay, so we are going to go on to the pros and cons of this iPad. We all got to talk about that, so let's get to it. So I'm going to start off with a con, because obviously that is the main thing that people want to know, and it is the most obvious one, which is that it is hella expensive. I mean, the price of this is just like, whoa. But then you have to think about, on top of that, you have to get the accessories. So overall, you have to really think about this if you really want it, or would you rather want to get the model before it. It's your choice whether if you have the money to buy this iPad, go for it, or if you want to go for a cheaper option, definitely go for the 2018. I wouldn't say there's much of a difference, but it's completely up to you, honestly. My first pro for this iPad is the display and the performance. It is a complete upgrade to what I had for my previous iPad, like just watching films, just the overall display of it is like liquefied. It's so much clarity, and playing games on there, it is very clear, and they've done really good with this iPad. I cannot guarantee a fault with it, because multitasking on here is amazing. I can do so much more with it, especially like watching Netflix and doing something, or watching YouTube and writing something. There's multitasking, and it is just made it so much easier, and I love that. Another con that I want to say is that charging definitely feels slower. Like when I'm charging it, it probably takes like a good few hours for it to become fully charged. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's experienced this, but it is definitely charges slower compared to my other iPad that I had before. A pro that I really like is the USB-C support. Like, it just opens more ways to be computer-like. For instance, like storage, docks, even like external displays. I definitely feel like this is down the line when I'm in university, which I'm really excited to be using it more for. So that's a pro. The next con that I have is that accessories are essential for this iPad. I kid you not. I mean, the typing experience on here is annoying, and it is just awful, like, honestly. And if you was like an artist, like, it's just sometimes it's hard to draw things by hand. You definitely need an Apple Pencil, or you would definitely need the Magic Keyboard or the Smart Folio. Just accessories are needed, and the thing about it is that the accessories are expensive, so it's just like, ugh, you know, why can it not be included? Okay, so my last pro for this is the software of this iPad, which is the iPad OS, which is what makes it more like a laptop. So if you haven't noticed, there is the Today view, which is where is makes it feel like your PC screen or your Mac screen, you know, your desktop, because the widgets are there. It just makes it more like a laptop, but also it brings the productivity side of it, which is really handy, especially if you want this to be your laptop replacement, quotes please. But also the software is so supportive of the cursor and trackpad, especially if you have their keyboards. It is I think it's like implemented really well, especially for apps as well. Just make sure they're updated. And also the multitasking is pretty good. You know, there are apps that are like a hit and miss with the multitasking, but most of the time it is pretty much all the apps, but you just have to work with what works with it and what doesn't. So, and that is what makes the iPad a MacBook replacement. Almost. I say almost. So we are on the last part of the video, which is should I buy the iPad Pro 2020? And in my opinion, I think if you're an artist, a content creator, you know, anything that's working in like the creative side, like the creative industry, this iPad is, you know, worth it. I mean, it is completely up to you. If you had the money to burn, go get it. But in my opinion as well, it is the same model design wise as the 2018 is what I've researched. It's just basically the same, just obviously the added cameras and the LiDAR. So it is up to you, just weigh your options. But if you are wanting something that is a faster, beautiful screen, then definitely get this iPad. It is worth it. I believe it is definitely an upgrade from my old iPad, but if you're someone that's coming from the 2018 to go to the 2020, I think I would just hold on to that. So just definitely do your research on this, but yeah, I don't know. Have a think about it. If you want in more of a technical review, I highly recommend looking at Marcus Brownlee's video. It is really in-depth about the iPad Pro, and he was one of the first people that I looked at before buying this, so definitely check him out. I will link it down below as well for you. So that is my review. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up and support this channel by subscribing to it. It means so much that you are helping me grow. If you want to follow me on my social media links, they're all linked down in the description box. But until next time, I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye.